right, today we are reviewing the Mighty Mace. Very cool product, very affordable product. We'll go through all the ins and outs. Stick with us. I'm gonna start out by going through specs on it. So it is 1-inch straight steel bar. It's got a rubber bumper head here, which is nice, so it will stand upright when it's sitting on the ground. Has a little steel disc here that the plates sit against, and it is originally made for 1-inch plates. I'll show you how this works. There's a pommel on top that the 1-inch plates will not go over. So there is a little bit of screwing and unscrewing, but it's just unscrew the plastic ball pommel. Plate goes on. Standard size bar collar. Slides on. Pommel goes back on. And then you're good to swing. They have the rating of it up to 50 pounds. He was nice enough to send this to me with a second collar and said, hey, if you're gonna go over 50, throw on 2 collars just to be safe. But me being me, wanted to test shit. So we went to 65 with 1 collar, no slippage. So that was very nice, okay? So it's a 1-inch tube, which is a little thinner than my personal preferences. The original Adex Club handles are 1 inch as well. Just when you go heavier, it almost cuts into the hand a little bit, little bit uncomfortable, but it swings great. The nice thing about having the 1-inch piping is that it is more weight on the head. So this handle empty, they have a couple different sizes. This one is, I think, the 45 or 46 inch. It's the XL, and it is a little over 5 pounds, between 5 and 6 pounds completely empty, compared to most mace handles like the one that I produce is 10 pounds empty. So this lets you get even lighter with the start weight, so you can have even more weight on the end and get that pendulum feel even more. They also have a shorter version. I think it's a 42 or 40 inch. And then they have a club that's like a shorter club length as well. All right, now he's seen my stuff, he knows my stuff, the guy that makes these, and he said, hey, I know you are a 2-inch plate swinger, not a standard plate swinger. So he does have something that's not on the site yet, but it will be soon. It is this. So this right here, it's an aluminum sleeve that'll let you use standard Olympic plates. I imagine he's gonna include the collar as well. So it's got a 1-inch hole there, maybe a touch more than 1 inch, and then it's got this clamp here. So how this works is you slide it on the other way. Something there. Ah, there we go. I was caught on the lip at the top. And then he's got this little piece of hardware that you can get kind of at Menards or anywhere. I forget what they're called, but it's got a couple screws with Allen wrench holes, and you tighten them up. And then we just snug them on. Maybe we'll put some fun music or something in here because I'm taking a second here. Maybe I'll just make you sit through it and increase my watch time. Cool, and I have it on there pretty snug. And now you can hear it move a little bit, so it'll swivel a little bit. It was funny, he watched my Rogue Mace review and was like, hey, it swivels. I know that doesn't do anything, but it's just a thing that it does, and it's fine. So I've used this up to 65 pounds as well. And the cool thing when you're using the 2-inch plates is you don't have to worry about messing with the pommel. Everything will just slide on, just like a barbell, just like the Rogue Mace, just like my Attitude adjustable mace, just like the Maverick Mace. So it just slides on super quick and easy. You don't have to unscrew that either, making this a very fast loading mace. With this on, empty, it was like 8.5 pounds when I weighed it. So about 6 pounds with just the handle. Throw this on, you get another couple pounds out of it, which is still a very light quality handle. I bet if they went steel, it would have been like heavier. So I really like that he went aluminum on that end. I've swung this to 65 pounds. I've dropped it to test it to see how things would hold up. There's no bending happening in here, and there was no cracking on the aluminum. And I was pretty abusive to it. So you just kind of take my word for it. I should have videoed it. It was pretty great, but I didn't want to video it and then it break, and then, you know, I'd feel bad. So that moves extremely well. I think he said the sleeve is gonna be going for $50 on top of it. So that means for the XL with the sleeve, which makes it plate loadable, free shipping anywhere in the US, you're at $200, which is extremely reasonable. And again, I've swung this at 65 pounds and the collar didn't slip at all. If it does slip, there's definitely other solutions out there. The Rogue HG collars would work. The ones that they're Macy or Marcy, they basically have a screw thing and then it clips. You can find them on Amazon. Those are my preferred clips for. Now, the only thing I would say with the aluminum sleeve is screw those things real tight. I had no issues with it. There was no slippage. I was not worried at all. But the safety person in me thinks if you're gonna go 2-inch and you're just gonna stay 2-inch, I'd throw some Loctite on those screws and crank them down just so there's no overtime. Or at the very least, if you want to switch back and forth, that's fine. But just maybe every week or so, just double check those screws are staying tight. But yeah, other than that, very cool solution. Definitely makes it a little easier on the manufacturing side because it gives them options. And also gives you an entry point of a cheaper one, and then down the road, when you want to start swinging 2-inch plates, or you go to like a commercial gym and that's what they have, for another $50 you can upgrade, and then you can take this 8-pound thing to LA Fitness or Vasa or wherever, 24-hour fitness, and get a good workout in while still having access to all those other normal commercial gym machines. So my final recommendations on this before I get into my MacGyver stuff is super cheap, 99 bucks for the club. This is the XL Mace, a little longer one. It's 150 bucks shipped to you. You get that sleeve on there. It's 200 bucks shipped to you. That's saving compared to the Rogue Mace. And it's powder coated, so you're not gonna have to worry about corrosion. But that's saving you at least 50 bucks from Rogue, saving you about 50 bucks from mine. Basically right there with the Maverick Mace. So definitely the best budget pick for sure. Downside being, I don't personally love a 1-inch handle. I'm more of a 1.25 or even a 1.5. And I like knurl just because I come from barbell, but those are very much personal preference things that you can totally get around to dealing with however you like. Now, if you are like, man, I like that $150 option, I don't know about paying another $50 for the aluminum thing, I'm gonna show you these again because they've been in like every damn video I make. These are the Kensui Spacers for the adjustable dumbbells that take their adjustable dumbbells from 1-inch handles to 2-inch compatible. I didn't sand these down. So you'll get them, you'll have to sand them down a little bit, but you can get these bad boys on there. Ooh, powder coat. Powder coat made it a little wider. Okay, so there we go. So typically what I've done is I've just filed the inside of these with any kind of metal file, and I just have to hit them a little more if I want them to fit on here. Anyways, you slide them on, and now you can have Josiah making weird noises. You can have your normal 2-inch plates and save yourself a couple bucks. And there you go. And honestly, even without the spacers, because the clip itself is a little bigger than 2 inches there, they're not gonna come down on you, but you will get some side to side slosh on the actual post. But you wouldn't even need to get those spacers. But you can get those spacers, they're like $9 for 4 of them, something like that, from Kensui. I'll put a link for that as well. Definitely check the link in the description for these guys' products. Mighty Mace, definitely a solid product. Powder coat's solid. The one thing I would worry about a little bit is over time scuffing that powder coat, but then you're just at like a normal steel rod, which is fine. Just throw some chalk on or some wax on it and you're good. And I would imagine it would be a long time before you abuse it enough to really do that. So overall, Mighty Mace is a very good deal. I do love that it stands on its own, which is something mine does not. But yeah, great design. Curious to see what he does in the future. I would love, if I was to offer advice, to see a 1.25 handle or a 1.5 handle with that aluminum spacer piece down there at like a similar price point. I feel like if he could come in at like 200 bucks with a slightly thicker handle and that part kind of built in, I mean, that's a damn good mace. That being said, this is a damn good mace too. So I could definitely recommend it, especially if you're on a budget. Get you into the mace world for 100 bucks instead of 250 or 300. Give them a check out.